Welcome to the wildly wonderful and whimsical, colorful world of Tularosa flowers. We're proud to have been named one of North America's top 50 wedding floral designers by Florist Review magazine. I'm Dawn Weisberg, owner and creative director of Tularosa Flowers. Our work has been described as wildly colorful and whimsical, a wild frolic through a flower wonderland. And that is how I like to think of our work. We definitely have a maximalist approach when it comes to floral and event design. We love to layer texture, color, and pattern all together to create something that is multi-leveled, interesting, and very personal to each of our couples. We're so pleased to have been chosen as one of Mayesh's design stars this year. And I want to talk to you a little bit about how important the relationship you have with your sales rep can be. I've been lucky enough to have two incredible sales reps at Mayesh, Valerie McNichols and Dennis Jorgados. I truly believe that it's one of the things that has helped me to grow as a designer, because you can always rely on them for letting you know what's in season, what new releases are out there in the flower world, because new flowers happen every year. And bringing those elements into your design work, it elevates your work. It's a fabulous way to be able to stand out from the crowd and to make your design something that people will remember. Today we're going to be talking about the art of the tablescape, and I would love for you to come and set the table with me. Right now I'm going to go over with you all of the beautiful flowers from Mayesh that we'll be using for this spring-inspired tablescape. One of the stars of the show is definitely going to be this incredible slipper orchid. These are so special and one of the most beautiful flowers I've really ever seen, and they're so like spring and woodland garden. They're really incredible flower to have. Definitely something that you want to showcase, as it is a very premium flower. We're also using, because right now we have all of the springtime flowers, we're using these beautiful, incredible sweet peas in both a plain lavender and also this lovely variegated form. We've also got incredible, beautiful light purple ranunculus, really pretty clematis, which I also like to use for their foliage as a little bit of filler because it's such a lovely light green. We've got really fluffy peach cream lisianthus, a nice little pop of yellow with these beautiful butterfly ranunculus, a beautiful kind of magenta mauve color in the country blue rose, a touch of whimsy with this explosion grass, again another amazing focal flower, the allium, and these really incredible tulips which have a kind of white edge to them. And if you don't know already, with tulips, I personally love to always reflex them because you can get such an incredible shape, and it turns a very delicate flower into something that's a little bit more dramatic. So you can see, once you reflex the petals open on this, you really start to see the incredible color on the outside of the petals. We're going to use just a touch of the lovely jasmine, blooming jasmine. We've got some viburnum happening also. These beautiful dendrobium orchids. We're using Sahara Sensation spray roses, which are just the loveliest kind of tan peach cream color. We've got Shark's Bay Baronia, which is a great substitute for lilac if lilac's not happening yet. Another really beautiful focal flower, Gloriosa lilies, this time in yellow, and also a lovely light pink larkspur. So here's the arrangement I created with those beautiful ingredients from Mayesh. Now, what I want to share with you today is my formula for setting a beautiful table for a wedding. But this is absolutely something that you could apply to a family celebration, a holiday, a special event, or just if you want to live that romantic life and set a beautiful table every day for yourself. So for a wedding, generally speaking, on a king or a queen's table, which is what we're working with today, we're gonna have 4 guests seated on either side. We typically will do a center piece, and then we're gonna add in bud vases to kind of bring the flowers through the whole table. Now, this is gonna be your least expensive option for your clients. Now, I've put some really beautiful premium flowers in here, but you can do this simply with 1 or 2 roses. You can use a smaller bud vase. This is what typically I'll present something like this at a mock-up. So they may have bought this initially in their quote as 1 centerpiece with 2 bud vases, which we often will call satellites. If once we get to the mock-up, they see, okay, it's not really as full as they wanted it to be, we could go to something with a little bit more flowers, like this kind of satellite arrangement. Now, this satellite is great for you as a florist because this is a wonderful opportunity to use any side laterals that you may have cut off, like say the lisianthus or some spray roses. You can use all those little odds and ends that might otherwise go to waste to create another centerpiece, which really makes the table look full. And putting these on, when the photographer or your videographer is getting a view of the whole table, it makes the table look like there's flowers all the way down, and it's still economical rather than having a large centerpiece like this at every place that you have flowers. The next thing that we're gonna do, and this is the formula I use for practically every wedding unless they want a really extraordinary amount of candles on the table. So next to our main focal centerpiece, we're going to do a short and a tall candle. So in this instance, these are gonna be our short candles. And then from there, we're gonna go pair that with a tall candle. And then at the end, we're gonna use our short candles again. So these are gonna go on the other side of our satellite. And then with each cluster of candles, I'm gonna put a votive. So this is the exact formula that I use to set a beautiful table at a wedding. And you can change it up with different styles. For instance, if instead of this kind of more traditional look, we wanted something more modern, we could go to something like an Ikebana style. And that matches the beautiful marble compote that we have the centerpiece in. Another thing that we'll often do at a mock-up is to show how differently the arrangement can look with a different style of vase. So now, for instance, I'm gonna put this into a gold vase. And for most of the compotes that we have, we additionally have a smaller version so that we can do those as our satellites on either side of the large vase. So the marble, I think, gives a more contemporary look, whereas the gold brings in a little bit more glam or kind of vintage feel to it. I want to give a big thank you to all of our incredible creative partners that collaborated on this shoot. First of all, Mayesh for providing us with these incredible flowers, absolutely the most gorgeous product there is. And then of course, West Coast Weddings, Lucy Munoz Photography, Cavalier Bars and Backdrops, Casey Whitcamp, Adore Folklore, Catalog Atelier, Nuages Linens, Behind the Scenes Wedding Edition, and Love Era Bridal Boutique.